Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Steven Russo.
Anthony Gonzalez, episode 18.
Episode number 18. Yeah, we've made 18 of these guys, and we don't even have fucking 30 subscribers yet. What the fuck?
Don't matter, we got haters already.
We already got haters, though, so I guess you could say we graduated. At least to some degree.
The build is real.
So anyway, guys, we got a lot to go over today, obviously. We got UFC 297 going down tomorrow night. Sean Strickland versus DuPlessis. Also, I got some fight news we got to cover, and then, of course, we're going to do our normal shenanigans. So, fuck it, man. Without further ado, before we get into this, though, you know what to do. Pepsi, hit us up. You know where to find us. All over social media. Front Row Access 15 at Gmail. Hit us up with that sponsorship. And, you know, I will market your product perfectly. I also got Prime here. So, Logan Paul, KSI, if by some fucking off chance you're watching this video, but I got you, bro. I got you. Anyway, so.
And heads up, we can put these in monster cans too, you know?
Yeah, we can put these in Monster cans. We can have water sponsored by Monster, okay? So, guys, I don't know what happened. Something went down this past Wednesday. Somebody let Uncle Dana in the kitchen again. And my guy, he fucking cooked. You know what this motherfucker decided to do? This motherfucker decided to fuck around and say, screw it. Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway for UFC 300. BMF on the line. Anthony, what are you feeling about that fight, my friend?
I still feel like we're gonna fucking see goddamn, where's my mind right now?
Over the rainbow, clearly.
Hey, you're probably right. He's probably right, guys. he probably is, you know?
You know, he's been breathing in fumes all day.
I don't know if they know that yet.
Oh, shit. Guys, Anthony's a welder.
Yeah,
For those of you that don't know.
Used to come in with Stop and Shop, now I come in with metal dust on me.
Yeah. And
It's
I fling deli meat at people for a living. Boar's head meat specifically.
exclusively Boar's Head.
Exclusively Boar's Head. I do nothing else.
But at any chain you want.
Exactly. I can go to many markets wherever there's Boar's Head. You got me. Well, as long as you're in the right state. If you're in like Oregon or some bullshit, I'm afraid I cannot get to you in time. But anyway,
back to the news. I think what Dana was thinking was, we've got to make 300 go big or go home. And he thought BMF is the way to go. Especially with this fight. Because both these badasses are top tier.
100%. These guys, their game is all hell. You know what I mean? They deliver every single time. And you just know what to expect out of Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, man. Like,
Hell
you know.
On earth.
Hell on earth.
A battle with a bloody finish.
Exactly. You know, I'm going to do some.
Impossible to crack chin.
Both of them. You can't crack either of them. It's insane. But, you know, it's just, you know, it's going to be a good fight. And I'm looking forward to it. Of course, that. And also, I think Jim Miller's fighting. Jim Miller's fighting Bobby Green on that card as well. Because Jim Miller, psychopath, just fought last week. And now he wants to fight on 300. But, I mean, shout out to Jim Miller, bro. He fought on 100. He fought on 200. Now he's about to fight on 300. This dude has been around a long time. But despite everything, though, I just don't think he has that kind of, like, his longevity is, like, amazing, right? The fact that he was able to stay in the sport for as long as he did, but, like, he does not have a Hall of Fame resume, in my humble opinion. Like, he holds a lot of records, you know? Lots of stuff. He's accomplished a whole lot of things, but most of that was just accomplished because he's just been in the game since, like, its inception. I think dude debuted in, like, 2002. Like, I wasn't even born yet, and this dude debuted. And, so, fucking crazy. But, you know, Jim Miller's a great guy, but, you know, just don't think he's got that that Hall of Fame career, but he should get some kind of acknowledgement for the shit that he's done. I've never seen a fighter stick around for this fucking long. I mean, dude's 40 years old, and he's still going. But back to Gaethje and Max before we get back into that. So, I don't know. We'll do some early speculation before we get into the UFC 297 main card. I don't know. What you think this fight's going to look like? What you thinking? I mean, the betting odds did come out a couple of days ago, and Justin Gaethje is currently a minus 160 favorite, which is basically a pick'em, guys.
I'm honestly gonna go with Max Holloway though. He's my guy right now.
Yeah, you got Max Holloway, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, Max. I might be overlooking Max a little bit for this fight, seeming as I am a Gaethje guy. But just not when Gaethje knocks out Poirier. But you know, that's okay.
Except for that situation.
Except for that situation, I'm usually a Gaethje guy. But here's the thing, like, I don't know how Max is. I mean, Max has the chin of fucking vibranium, obviously. So I wouldn't doubt that he'd be able to tank a couple of punches from Justin Gaethje. But like, if there's anybody that I think can chin Max Holloway, I think it's Justin Gaethje. But and plus the calf kicks, Max has struggled with those in the past. But I mean, fuck it, man. Max is that guy. And he's at this point in his career where like he knows he's not gonna get that featherweight belt anytime soon. As so long as Volk is there, and if on the, I'm gonna say it now, early going. If on the off chance that Ilya beats Volk, I don't know if Max is gonna go and immediately challenge for the belt. He might just let the division kind of move a little past him. I mean, he's already going up to 155 to fight Justin Gaethje for this BMF belt, so who knows? He might stay there. Especially if he does end up beating Justin Gaethje. Then dude's already in title contention. Dude would have knocked out pretty much the next dude in line, essentially. I mean, looks like the next person that fights Mr. Islam Makhachev will be the winner of Armin and Charles. So like those are the number one contenders. But like the dude right after them is Justin Gaethje. So like, I don't know. But if Max somehow, some way beats Justin Gaethje here, gets that BMF belt, dude's already in contention for the title at lightweight. I mean, do I like his chances? No. But I mean, Max was about to fight Khabib until he got injured. So like, dude clearly wouldn't be afraid to fight Islam. And that's back when he was younger. Never mind now that he's had more fights underneath him.
He's not afraid of a challenge at all. I think he's looking at this as another opportunity to showcase and display his talents.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Max is just at that point in his career, like, he knows his name, Like, he knows he can draw in money because, I mean, I know Max Holloway, you know Max Holloway, we know Max Holloway, and we like him because, like, the dude delivers every single time he's in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's never disappointed me in a fight. Not once.
Not once. I mean, even when he got fucked on by Volkanovski,
Hey.
he got fucked on by Volkanovski, so, I mean, like, no harm, no foul there, G.
A, it's Volk, and B, it was a great match.
It was a great fight. I mean, and the fact, even though he like did not win a single round, the dude kept going. He kept believing in himself, thinking that he could do it. And I mean, Max Holloway, he's just one of those safe guys, and you just know he's gonna have a good fight. Same with Justin Gaethje. I've never been disappointed with the Gaethje fight ever. So I mean, maybe when he knocked out Poirier, but that was personal reasons.
Do you need your hot sauce?
I might. I actually ran out of hot sauce. Dustin,
Oh no!
Dustin, please help me. I need some hot sauce. If you give me some, hey, you give me a lot of hot sauce, I promise. I'll come to your fight.
You can put mantles in the back, have a display of hot sauces.
I'll do it. I will. But anyway, that's something to look forward to with Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. I do not think this is the main event, though. It was not said that this was the main event, and I refuse to believe that it is. So, because I still also refuse to believe that Conor McGregor's fighting in June and he's not fighting on 300. So I honestly still think Conor and Chandler's happening on 300.
Okay, if Greggy doesn't make 300, who is headlining?
I mean, honestly, that's a good headliner right there. But like, it would just be a little. Yeah, I got rumors of Brock Lesnar coming back too. I'm like, bro, I hate to say it. If Brock Lesnar came to UFC heavyweight division now, at this point in his career,
Dude, how old is he?
he's like, hang on, let me look up how old Brock Lesnar is.
I mean, dude would still kill us easily, but
oh,
still.
easily. He'll pick me up, F5 me. I'll probably feel like a I don't know, a bag of chips to him.
You'll be yelling like a roller coaster the entire time, like,
Yay! I'm getting F5 by Brock Lesnar. Let's see. Brock Lesnar is 46 years old, dog.
yikes.
Oh man. Time has.
Didn't someone just call out Lesnar?
Who did?
I'm pretty sure someone just called out Lesnar.
I don't.
In MMA. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I know DC and Brock Lesnar were that we were teased about that fight back in the day, but that fight never materialized. DC's retired now. I don't know. Did somebody call out Brock Lesnar? I know Islam did, like completely jokingly. But fuck it, I don't know, man.
I'll watch the recent fight. Get back to you on that.
Oh wait, no, Jim Miller.
Oh.
It was Jim Miller. Because that psychopath.
Yeah, he just said he can draw a crowd. He wants 300.
Give me
Sign
Brock
up with
Lesnar.
anyone.
He said, give me anybody, even
Let
Brock
me get an
Lesnar.
older guy.
Give me another old guy. Matter of fact, I'm younger than him. Give me him now. But shit, man, Jim Miller, man. I love that guy. I really do. And it's just like one of those guys. He's never had any problems with his fight. In all of his fights, he's never missed weight. He's never been in any kind of controversy. Dude is just safe.
Dude loves what he does.
And he just loves what he does. And I mean, he's clearly cracked the code as to how to fucking stay around for so long. And I mean, dude is now, I think he's tied, if not almost about to be tied for most submissions in lightweight next to Charles Oliveira with this past weekend's win, which is fucking nuts if you think about it. But then again, like, he's just had so many fights, so many fucking fights.
Give Oliveira a couple more years to work.
Oliveira's still young; he can still go. So shit.
That's gonna be a submission. That's gonna be hard to break record.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard record. But even if you do break the record, it's only a matter of time until Charles breaks that record.
I'm just saying, I'll probably be in a corner crying if Oliveira gets submitted.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be over in that corner crying.
Just over in the corner over here. Just. But you know. No, the back tat didn't work. Anyway, guys. So that's coming up. UFC 300. That's not till April. Wait until that episode happens, because that's gonna be that one's probably gonna be like fucking 2-hour long fucking thing. Same with 299. That's probably also gonna be a 2-hour fucking card, because there's so much to break down. If you guys haven't looked at that UFC 299 card, do it right now. I promise you, you're gonna be like, the fuck, dude. If 299 looks like that, I'm like, what the fuck is 300 gonna fucking look like? I don't know.
I'm very glad I have weekends off for these things now.
I know. I mean, I get out at a relatively good hour. I get out at least by 3 every single day.
Yeah, but I mean, if these MMAs go on till like 2 a.m. or something, I don't want to worry about the next day.
Exactly, like you did before when you were at fucking grocery store.
Like someone who was supposed to come to my grocery store that one time.
And then didn't come because he stayed up watching UFC fights.
After I saw him that same fucking morning.
Yep.
Like, yo, where he at?
where he at, though. And nope, called out that day. Anyway. So. UFC 297, guys. It's coming up this weekend. Let's get some cheers. Get some cheers in the house. Yes. First UFC pay-per-view of the year. Yeah, calm down, guys. Calm down. All right, there we go.
We're back on track.
Yes, we're back on track. It's no longer a month without fights, man. Dude, I swear, this shit's an addiction, bro. I was having withdrawals. You know, it was bad. But here we are. We're back.
I mean, in the meantime, you had your own fight.
Yeah, I mean, I did, but, like, I lost.
But, I mean, it's not the point if you lose a win.
That's
the point
true.
Of doing it.
Yeah, I did fight. I lost, but, like, whatever. All good, all good. Anyway, so we got a pretty decent card coming up, UFC 297. It's not as good as these next ones coming up. I'm just gonna come out here and straight shoot that at you real quick. But anyway, we're gonna run down the main card real quick. Then we're gonna go over both the main event and the co-main event and heavy detail, and just touch on the other fights. So just because the other fights are like, they're good, but like they're not noteworthy good. You know what I mean?
It'll take a lot for them to make a statement to us.
Yeah. So anyway. We got main event, Sean Strickland, UFC middleweight champion, making his first title defense against DuPlessis, rising number 1 contender, number 2 ranked in the world, next to Israel Adesanya. Co-main event for the vacant women's bantamweight title. Now that Amanda Nunes has left the division and has retired, they got to get a champion in there now. And this is pretty even playing field now that Amanda Nunes is gone. So we got Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva. And then our featured bout of the night is going to be Neil Magny versus Mike Malott. Mike Malott's a hometown boy. He's from Toronto. This UFC pay-per-view is in Toronto, and he's facing Neil Magny, who's number 12 in the world right now. He's coming off a loss to Ian Gary. And we also have Chris the Action Man Curtis coming into his 42nd UFC fight. And he's facing Marc-Andre Bayrot. Fucking talk about a French name. My goodness.
Yeah, the French have been making waves lately.
But, nah, it's not even French. He's Canadian. There's another Canadian boy on here. And then, of course, we got Arnold Allen, who's training in Canada right now, but originally from England. and he's going against Mosar Evilov. I probably totally butchered the shit out of his name.
Rosart?
No, Movsar
Ah.
is his name. Movsar. And Evlev? Evlev? I don't fucking know. I totally butchered his name. Dude's 17-0. So they're going to go with that.
Make a statement, we'll get your name right.
We'll make a statement and get a name right. Arnold Allen's coming off that loss to Max Holloway, but, like, good on you, G. You lost to Max Holloway. That's okay. Forgivable. And, yeah, so let's get into this
I
freaking...
actually think
what's
any
up?
action that they take might be forgivable because they'll beat the shit out of us otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. We're just gonna... Yeah, probably. But, you know.
Side note, anyone want to come on the show?
Hey, just hit us up. I mean, I said the email at the top, so go ahead. But if you didn't hear it, it's frontoaccess15 at Gmail. That's how you're gonna get to us. But anyway, here we go. We're gonna go over this main event, then we're gonna go over the co-main event, then we'll give some predictions for the rest of the card. So, without further ado, let's introduce the challenger first, Mr. Dracus DuPlessis, the South African, who's been on an absolute tear lately, and you know, it's fucking crazy. So this dude's highly skilled. He can work everywhere. Doesn't matter where you put him. Put him on the feet. He can stand. He's very powerful. He's got suffocating grappling, amazing takedowns, crazy submissions. The dude can work everywhere. He's good. But if I were to say one problem that he has, it's that gas tank, bro. He's not very good when it comes to... I know, like, he's had problems with his nose, and, like, it was all misshapen. And he had to get, like, some plastic corrective surgery to, like, fix his breathing patterns. And now, all of a sudden, that magically makes him a fucking superhero. I don't think that's it. But, you know, that gas tank's definitely questionable. And, he's got notable wins over Darren Till, who's no longer in the UFC. Unfortunately, that dude had a crazy fall from grace. No Tony Ferguson level of fall from grace, but dude had a fall from grace. God damn it, Tony. God damn it.
We always come back to this.
We always do. Oh, man. It's okay. It's okay. Alright. So he's got Darren Till. Win over Derek Brunson. Which, I'll be honest, man, that fight with Derek Brunson wasn't that great. My humble opinion, it was really sloppy. And I'm like, man, they just don't look like they're pro-level fighters anymore. And definitely Derek Brunson isn't where he used to be. I'm looking at an ex-title challenger, guys, and, like, he was just... his time was done. He's no longer in the UFC now. But he does have a win over him, and that's a pretty big win. But his most notable win, and probably his most noteworthy one, is my dude knocked out Robert Whittaker. You know, the dude that only lost to, if your name wasn't Israel Adesanya, he beat everybody. Like, the only person that he lost to was Israel Adesanya, and he was the champ. So, fucking Robert Whittaker, every single contender got fed to him, from Marvin Vettori and fucking Jared Cannonier. It didn't matter. They were just all getting fed to Robert Whittaker, and Robert Whittaker was just piecing them up, cleaning them out of there. Freaking Bobby Knuckles at his finest. But my dude Dracus went in there one night, UFC 290, back in July. He dropped him with a jab. That just goes to show how much power that he's got. And then, of course, a barrage. Atomic. Eminence and Shadow. Little freaking notification sound. But, like, you know, that just goes to show he sat Robert Whittaker down with a jab and then just barraged on him for the rest of the fight until it was done. And that was, like, biggest upset of the year. I think he was, like, a plus 270 underdog going into that fight. So, like, dude, Robert Whittaker was pretty heavily favored to beat him. But that win next, I mean, if you beat Robert Whittaker and his only losses have been to the champ, that makes you next in line. Unfortunately, my dude got a knee injury, so he couldn't face Israel Adesanya in September in Sydney. So, lo and behold, little freaking Sean Strickland came in and did the impossible and beat Israel Adesanya. So now Dracus has to face Sean Strickland. But before we go into Sean Strickland, Dracus DuPlessis, he's a very proud South African, guys. He's been trash talking a lot to Sean Strickland, bringing up a lot of some personal stuff. talking about Sean Strickland's child abuse when he was little, and all the stuff that he had to go to, and and definitely gotten under his skin. They've been a little bit better lately. But I think this is more Sean just trying to clear the emotions from his brain. But dude's been talking a lot of trash. Dude really does believe that he is the best in the world, and he's been backing it up lately. I've doubted him in every single one of his fights that he's been in, and every single time, man, he comes out with a win. And I'm like, this dude's good. This dude's really freaking good. And I should really stop looking past him. But,
I mean, you say that, and I agree he's been showing up lately. But for me, I know he took down Whitaker, but he doesn't have. I haven't seen enough of his fights where he made statements to make me think he deserves that anticipation and that drive for me. Like, oh, he's got this.
yeah, I mean, knocking out Robert Whitaker, that's pretty fucking
Yeah,
huge.
that is huge.
That is pretty fucking huge. But, knocking out the dude that the only person that's ever knocked him out was Israel Adesanya. So I mean, that's freaking crazy. But I get what you're saying though. Like, I don't know. There's just something about Drakus that just isn't hitting. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to look past Drakus or anything. It's just I'm actually giving him like a little bit of a chance here, and the odds, if you look at them, they're pretty damn close on there.
Yeah, you're giving him more credit than you did before, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For me, this is kind of like how Leon Edwards was with Usman.
Yeah.
And as we might have mentioned before, you had him for it, and
Yeah.
it got really freaking close. And it was too close for me to actually put my eggs into the Leon Edwards basket.
Yeah, I get that.
But then when he defended, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is real. This isn't just a fluke or something. DuPlessis hasn't shown that.
That's true.
Yet.
Yeah, I can see that. It's true. I've been a Leon guy all the way. I wanted him in that first fight, and I was like, God damn, he's about to die. He's about to lose. And then, y'all know what happened. Y'all seen it. Y'all know it. That friggin' head kick from out of nowhere, last minute of the fight, new welterweight champion. And then defending it once, and, I knew it. I knew Leon could do it. The only time I really went against him was when Colby stepped into the mix. But then Colby went out there and looked like absolute shit. So I'm back on the fucking Leon train now. I mean, I never really left the Leon train, if I'm honest. I, I won either way when it came to that
You're
fight.
rooting for both sides. There's no loss for you there.
No, that was a very easy pay-per-view, very easy loss to stomach. Very easy because I like them both. But
not a Poirier level.
I like them both, but not at the Poirier level. Dustin's my guy. But y'all know that by now if you haven't followed the podcast. So, oh damn.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. So yeah, and the big thing that everybody that DuPlessis really looking at right now is he wants to be like the first like real African champion. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. The dude's South African, and if you know anything about the location of South Africa, South Africans don't look African. I will simply leave it at that. Very light complexions, and so
not to mention the other differences between the two.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of
there's a
difference.
lot of
there's a lot of
one's over here,
one's over there. There's a very it's like the divide in Italy. Like you'll see some like Italian people that are like olive skin, dark, and then you'll see motherfuckers that are like pasty white. And I'm like, how did that happen?
One
But
just had more olive oil, for sure.
I guess the other ones just have an olive oil. But Drakus has said he wants to be the real African champion since he trains in South Africa. He lives in South Africa, and he wants to bring the belt back to South Africa. He said that Usman, Adesanya, and Ngannou weren't real African champions because Francis Ngannou didn't take the belt back to Cameroon. He went to France, and then Kamaru Usman lives in Denver, and Israel Adesanya in New Zealand. So Drakus just decided to pull the race card real quick and say that he wants to be the real African champion, and that really did piss Israel Adesanya off.
Such a weird card for him to play.
It really was. It was just an odd odd way to trash talk people. But hey, there was a story building there. Adesanya walked in that ring after he knocked out after Dracus knocked out Robert Whitaker, and he did the N words on live television.
Yep.
At least it was on the pay-per-view card and not on the ESPN prelims. On the ESPN prelims, I'm pretty sure Izzy would have faced some suspension for that. So it was on the pay-per-view card on ESPN Plus, and it was a little bit more flexible, But regardless, though, that story never materialized. That fight never happened. Sean Strickland went in there, Sydney, Australia, hostile territory. Every odds stacked against him. I'm pretty sure Israel Adesanya was like a minus 600 fucking favorite going into that fight. So basically, odds makers were saying that Israel was just gonna walk right through him. But then what did not Dracus? What did fucking Strickland do?
Made him look silly.
Made him look so silly. I don't know what happened, man. Sean Strickland just marauder.
If he had shown up that night.
You see, I don't think it's a matter of showing up. I think it's the fact that Israel couldn't figure out Sean Strickland because Sean Strickland's so damn awkward the way he fights. Like, his timing's off, his rhythm's off. He's unorthodox as shit. And fucking Izzy don't got that one punch power. He's got power. Don't get me wrong, but he don't got no Alex Pereira level like one punch knockout power. So like it's not like you can just clip him and then send him into the shadow realm like Alex Pereira did against him back in July of 2022. That was a little while ago now. But regardless, man, Sean Strickland went in there and did the fucking impossible and brought another belt back to America. So way to go, Sean Strickland. You fucking put a clinic on against the best middleweight to ever, one of the best middleweights to ever do it. I'm not gonna say the best middleweight to do it. That's Anderson Silva, guys. You know this. But fucking one of the best to ever do it. Second best in that division, on a pretty crazy title reign. Basically said that champion was gonna walk right through him, and dude said, "Well, fuck it. Everybody doesn't believe in me anyway. Let me go and show him why I should be the champion." And then, fucking sure enough, he did. So Sean Strickland, what makes him so awkward, and the reason why Israel Adesanya had so much trouble with him, is because of how defensively sound Sean Strickland is. He works out of that Philly shell, that Mayweather stance. Like dude's like this, and like fighting, and like he's very upright. He's not bent over. He's just upright, and he just walks at you like this, and like he's just rolling with your punches, like you're just deflecting him off his shoulder. He's parrying, and like dude, checking leg kicks. Like dude is just so defensively sound. He has like one of the I don't know the exact statistic, but he's like amongst the least absorbed strikes in the middleweight division right now. Dude knows how to block and dodge. So and it's all coming from that little Mayweather that Philly shell stance, which is very very hard to use in MMA, seeming as there's a lot of holes in it. It makes you susceptible to takedowns, but he knew Izzy wasn't going to try to take him down. But here's the thing. Sean Strickland is also a pain in the ass to take down, too. So, sure, he can block the punches, he can block the kicks, but, like, dude, he's also a pain in the ass to get taken down. Every single time somebody shot in on him, even the Dagestani that he fought back in July of last year, he stuffed it. And I'm like, you stuffed a Dagestani's takedown? Are you fucking crazy? Dude, what the fuck? Like Khabib, what did you do with this clone?
He has to rework with that formula.
Dude, you gotta rework this guy. Like, he couldn't take down the freaking trailer park guy. But shit, man. He's so defensive, and he's got that awkward stance. He's so upright. He's closed off like that. He's upright. He's stiff. It's like a Muay Thai-esque stance. It's like a Muay Thai and, like, Mayweather stance. It's so weird. He's so upright. But, like, it works, even though his stance looks like it shouldn't work. And if you guys go and watch his fight, it looks like it shouldn't work. But dude, I don't know. He fucking did it.
Hey, sometimes defense is the best offense.
And then, the dude doesn't have the greatest power in the world, I mean, Anthony, you've watched him a couple of times. He doesn't have that crazy power, but the dude's got volume for days. He's always in your face. Like, fuck it, whatever, dude. Aggression and...
Yeah, you say volume, I say violence.
Violence, volume, fucking same diff, G.
He wants that kill.
Yeah, he really does. Yo, this man is on record. I don't know if we've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure we have. This man is on record for saying he wants to have the first confirmed kill in the UFC octagon. And I'm like, are you... I mean, even at the most recent press conference, Anthony, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but fucking, he was like, me and Drakus are gonna go in there and we're gonna try to fucking kill each other. And then he's like, I need you to agree on this right now, Drakus. He goes, we gotta go to the death, man, to the death. And he like shook his hand and shit. And he goes, that's mad respect for that. I'm like, this dude is our middleweight champion, guys. Yes, Dana put the belt on him. I'm like, oh my. And the dude says the most wild shit. Have you seen any of his.
Hey, that's passing through a ring of fire. That's what that is.
That's a dude. He definitely knows how to get eyes onto him and get people to care about him. Because he says the most outlandish, socially unacceptable shit. And fucking. It gets fans. And it gets people to care.
I mean, everyone loves it because of the blood sport, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I hate to make parallels like this, but like Eminem in his early career, you know, he said a lot of fucking crazy shit. But that's like the why you liked him. That's like the same with Strickland here. Like, dude says the most wild shit, but like, you want to watch him. You want to pay attention to him, and
see what he's got.
you want to see what he's got. You want to see what else he's got in the tank. And it's not like dude doesn't back it up. Dude backs it up as soon like you see Sean Strickland fight. You wouldn't expect that he'd be saying that shit.
I mean, he might also be champion too. If you need to back it up a bit more.
I mean, in case you need to back, he beat Israel Adesanya and is the current middleweight champion. So, fuck. Oh, another thing about this fight. This is all right. So the last time there was a middleweight title fight where the name Israel Adesanya wasn't involved. You ready for this? 6 years ago.
What the hell?
6 fucking years ago. Yep. Yeah. Dude, we legitimately witnessed a style bender era of fights. That's more than that's half a decade of just Israel Adesanya at the top. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of middleweight title fight it was, whether it was an interim title, or he won or he lost. There has not been a middleweight title fight that didn't have the name Israel Adesanya on the ticket since 2018. My guy, I was in 8th grade the last time there wasn't a frickin' Israel Adesanya in a middleweight title fight. It was in 8th grade.
Hey, dominance.
Dude, he ruled over that division. And it's fucking crazy. I'm a big fan of Izzy. It's just, you know, unfortunately, dude's on the back burner right now. But yeah, so that's just fucking craziness. But back to Sean Strickland, the guy that dethroned him and officially stopped the Stylebender era. Because, I mean, I don't know. The person that did stop the Stylebender era was Alex Pereira, obviously. But, like, then Izzy went in and just won it back right afterwards. So, I don't know. Can you really count that? Would you? Would you count that?
I would say that would be the first mortal wound to the style-bending era.
And so, but the one who officially put a capstone and
Yep.
ended that Stylebender era was Sean Strickland.
Put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. I mean, because then he came back and he just emphatically knocked out Alex Pereira. I mean, you guys watched the award show. If you haven't, you totally should. But Israel Adesanya's knockout over Alex Pereira in April of last year, both of us agreed that was knockout of the year.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it was fucking nuts. Like, and he, like it didn't look like he was going to win that fight either. It's, you know, fucking, he lost that first round pretty badly. But, anyway, back to Mr. Sean, though. This dude's got high volume and pressure, or high violence in Anthony's case. Aggressive, in your face. This dude keeps coming, dude.
You saw what he did to the guy who tried taking his car, right?
Yeah? I mean, Sean Strickland, dude tried to steal his car in his driveway. Dude, that is just the most unfortunate house that you tried to rob. Sean Strickland, I know. I can almost guarantee. Sean Strickland, the type of guy, right? For once, I'm not saying Tony, the type of guy. Fucking Sean Strickland, the type of guy to leave his door unlocked and a Glock underneath his pillow, just hoping and praying when he goes to sleep. Like, please, someone break in, please.
That's why he says to have a good dream before going to bed. Like, I hope someone comes.
I hope someone tries to break into my house and steal all my possessions, or hurt me or my wife or girlfriend. I don't think he's married, but dude. I can almost guarantee you, Sean Strickland, the type of guy to do that. Just go to bed with the Glock underneath his pillow. The door's unlocked. The windows are unlocked.
Windows open in his room.
Windows open in his room. You know, because he just needs to let some air in. Oh, but no, man. The fucking dude was in his driveway ducking behind a car because apparently he just assaulted somebody. The most unfortunate house to end up at, man. Sean Strickland come marching out in his fucking Walmart t-shirt, his fucking blue jeans. I swear, dude's a legit, like, real life GTA character. Like, he is Trevor. If Trevor was like, he's as close to Trevor as we're gonna get, honestly. Because I mean, well, there'll never be a Trevor from GTA 5, but
I'm sure that if he knew that it was Strickland's house, he would have just gone and turned himself in, just like, nope.
nope, I'm not. Fucking Sean Strickland comes marching out there, fucking sandals on. He's got flip flops on. Dude's got Walmart jeans, probably Walmart t-shirt. Pulls the freaking gun on the dude and just holds him at gunpoint until the cops come. I'm like, oh my god, dude, Strickland, man, I fucking love this guy. He's fucking funny. Like, do I support all this shit that he says? Hell no. Trust me, I don't. It's just the dude's funny. He gets you to care, and like he's so outlandish, it makes you pay attention to him. I mean, dude, when he won the belt, the first words out of his mouth were like, "Oh my god, thank God for child abuse." And like, I'm like, "Oh my god, dude." He did an interview with Nina, Nina drama. I'm sure you've seen her interview a couple of the
Yeah,
fighters.
a couple of interviews.
Dude, the shit he says to Nina is fucking crazy. He just does not care. And I'm like, oh man. I'm not gonna say anything on here because like I go a little crazy on this one, but I'm not gonna go as crazy as John Strickland did on this one.
Oh, he expected more of the guy.
Like I'll drop mad f bombs. I'll even make a couple of questionable jokes, but you know, I don't think I'll go as far as to as to what Sean Strickland mentioned to Nina. No, no. But regardless, guys, this dude's got fast hands. He's got that crispy boxing, and like this dude's like there have been pro boxers that have sparred with him, and they ask him, "Why don't you box?" Like legitimately, that's like how good this man's boxing is. Like he's Mayweather. If Mayweather was exciting, like for real. Like he's defensively sound and puts out total aggression and output. Like Mayweather at the beginning of his career. I'll say that. Not Mayweather if he was entertaining. Mayweather when he was entertaining at the beginning of his career, like late '90s, early 2000s type Mayweather.
Well, he probably can't. It's probably hard to kill someone in boxing.
No, it's not, bruh. There's more confirmed kills in a boxing ring than there is a UFC cage.
Well, that's why he wants the first confirmed one, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's pretty easy to kill somebody in boxing. Because if you get straight knocked out and you somehow get up before the referee counts to 8, asks you if you want to continue, and you can say yes and just keep getting more brain damage, I will forever stand by the fact that MMA is safer than boxing. I will die on that hill. But legit, like so much more brain damage at boxing. I mean, Parkinson's took Muhammad Ali from us. He just celebrated his birthday, or what would have been his birthday a couple days ago. R.I.P. to the legend. But anyway, back to Mr. Shawnee Strickland here. He's always moving forward, and like this dude's been through a lot in his life too. Like growing up all the time. I don't know how his mother was. I think she might have been absent, but I know his father was a bit tough with him. You know,
Disciplinary.
more abusive than disciplinary. Abusive. You know, he dealt with like like alcoholism and shit. And then this dude back in 2018 had like a crazy motorcycle accident. Like it was bad. Like Sean Strickland almost fucking died, type bad. And like he somehow recovered from it, got back to training, and now he's the fucking champion. Like this dude has been through a lot of shit, and it's clear that I mean you don't really catch Sean Strickland out of character, but if you do, it's usually has something to do with like one of those things that he went through. I mean, look at how much under his skin Drake has got when he mentioned the abuse. Like, but he's been crazy. Dude's been winning everything. He's been facing grapplers. He's been facing strikers, and he's like performed in everything. He's come back solidly since that motorcycle accident, and dude's champion of the world now, beating one of the very best. But here's the thing: Sean Strickland wrestles every day, guys. Every single day of training, he wrestles. But guess what? Dude doesn't fucking use it. I fucking wonder why. Cause like, yeah, I don't know why he doesn't use that wrestling. I mean, he's got it. But I don't know if it's just his high confidence or if he's just delulu. But I mean, dude doesn't wrestle. He says he wants to solve his fights like a man. He wants to meet in the middle and he wants to just swang and bang until somebody goes out. And I mean, fucking props to you, man. Us as MMA fans, we love a good striking fight. We like seeing that shit because we're a bunch of fucking crazy people. And some of us watched so much of it that they wanted to do it. And here we are. And so freaking, I don't know if it's high confidence or if he's just delulu, but whatever it is, it fucking works for him. He's a pain in the ass to take down, and dude dishes out so many punches, so much damage. He's so accurate. The guy's so good. But like, gotta look at the other side with Drakus though. He's got that power. The dude goes in there. He smokes people. He's also got really good grappling, but like, we've never really seen an instance where Sean has had to use his grappling that much. I mean, we saw him stuff a couple of takedowns against Jack Hermanson and I forget who the other guy's name was. It was some Dagestani wrestler guy. I forget right now. But anyway, we're gonna get into some fight speculation here. Moving on to the next topic. Yeah, all right. So Anthony, do you think Drakus is gonna handle the pressure, pace, and awkwardness of Mr. Sean Strickland?
I always like my fighters I'm moving forward to be moving forward, and I think that's Strickland's
Only option.
care.
Dude is Terminator.
I'm gonna say he's got that.
Yeah, so I like that's the thing that like you really got to worry about with Drakus. Is like, is he gonna be able to handle the pace, the pressure? Because like I said at the top, when I mentioned Drakus, the dude's cardio is questionable. We've seen Sean Strickland go 5 rounds, plenty of times, and he looked fine at the end. Like he didn't just go out there and fight for 25 minutes. Like he just walked out of his fucking sparring session. The dude's cardio is like next level shit. So like I don't know how Drakus is gonna do that because Drakus got a good finish rate. He's got a high finish rate, knockouts, submissions, and all of his fights in the UFC. I think every single one of his fights was a finish, in one way, shape, or form. But like, dude is, yeah, like great. You have a good finish rate, but like, what's a good finish rate if you can't go the distance? You know what I mean? Like if we know that you can only finish guys in like first or second round, then how the fuck do you expect us to want to go 5 rounds, to have someone go 5 rounds with you, and when you've never done it yourself? It's just one of those things. I know that's a big question that you always ask, Ant. Like, has this dude ever gone 5 rounds before? Like, I guess that's probably why, right?
Yeah, because if they don't have the tank that they need to perform for all 5 rounds, then I think that it hurts them in the long run. Because that means that the longer the fight goes, the less likely they are to retain or to win.
It's just one of those crazy things that Sean Strickland has. The dude's just pressure, 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 and I can't help but think Drakus might crumble under it. Like is he? Like I don't know. I mean, Drakus is a pretty in-your-face fighter too. Don't get me wrong, but like, is he as Terminator-esque as fucking Sean Strickland is? Because Sean just goes out there, he gets in his little shell, and then he just walks at you. He's just like, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
On my way.
On my way. Oh, you didn't see that jab coming. But dude, like, I don't know if like Drakus has elite level skills. Like this dude can win a championship. It's just like, will he even be able to implement those skills against Sean Strickland pressure, man? Sean Strickland output. And even if he can keep up for the first couple of rounds, can he keep it up? Like if he deals a round 1 and survives round 1, maybe even round 2, what about 3? What about 4? What about 5? It's just, I don't know. It gets to the point where, like, I think Drakus might get so tired that he doesn't even shoot. That's why, like, I also got to think, like, is Drakus going to stand and bang with Sean Strickland? Because if you're going to stand and bang with Sean Strickland, man, you got to hope you catch him on the chin like Alex Pereira did. But the dude's so defensively sound, I don't know if you're going to get to him. Like, if Israel Adesanya, one of the best strikers to ever do it, striking specialist, fights on the back foot and on the front foot equally as well. Both stances, well coordinated in both of his legs and his arms. Equal power and everything. And he made it so Izzy can't find his fucking jab against him. The setup punch, the thing that sets up everything. Like, Izzy couldn't find his jab. You heard him in his corner talking to Eugene Behrman, his coach. He was like, I can't find my jab. And I'm like, if Israel Adesanya couldn't find his jab against him, what makes you think Drakus will? Because, I mean, Drakus, he's a good striker, but he's got a lot of power behind those punches. But, like, dude's more of a grappler than anything else. His striking isn't as refined as Israel Adesanya's, or Sean Strickland's for that matter. So, I don't know, man. I don't even know if he's going to shoot. What do you think?
I think he'll try. I don't think he'll succeed.
Yeah, because, like, once again, I'm going to go back to Strickland's takedown defense. Is it going to hold up? I think it will, especially if he keeps that pressure on, because it's a lot harder for a wrestler to, like, work backwards than it is for a wrestler to work forwards. Like, if you're a wrestler, you want to be forward. You can't be shooting off the back foot. You want to shoot off the lead foot. But, you know, if he's working off his back foot, I don't even know if he's going to. So a lot of the takedowns, if he is to get a takedown, I don't think are going to come from a single or double leg. I think it's going to come from the clinch. It's going to come from, like, a trip or, like, a throw or something. But then, how's Strickland just going to get that whizzer, get right back up? Probably. So, but then we got to think about one thing, though. Because I know it really sounds like I'm counting out Drakus right now. But the dude's got some steam behind those punches. And I'm just thinking, what if on the off chance he does? I wouldn't even say off chance. What happens when he lands on Strickland? Is Strickland going to stagger back more? Or is he just going to go, let's go? Just,
Alright, he wants to stand and bang.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure he's willing to take one to give one. So, like, he'll take a couple. It's just, like, that's the one thing that I'm, like, really questionable is if he can take Drakus' power. But, like, because, like, he got chinned by Alex Pereira, but then again, he got chinned by Alex Pereira. Like, that's okay. Like, everybody gets knocked out by Alex Pereira. It's all right. I mean, fucking even Yuri Prohaska, who I thought had the most iron chin in existence, just submitted to his pain, to his power, and, like, susceptible to his power. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, fuck is this dude going?
Right now?
Pereira right now, no. But he has expressed some interest in fighting on 300. So, if we're gonna see him return, I'm gonna say we see him in April. Not because I mean he just fought in November against Yuri for the light heavyweight championship and won the belt. Jamal Hill's looking like he's ready to come back, so I think that's the fight to make right there, light heavyweight. I mean, Magomed Ankalaev over the last weekend definitely made a statement and punched his ticket to a title shot with that freaking crazy knockout over Johnny Walker. The dude sent him, like, halfway across the fucking cage. And then, like, it's not even the shot that sat him down that, like, impressed me. It was the uppercut afterwards that really sealed the deal for me. Like, when he had him against the cage, just wham! I'm like, damn. Tell him how you really feel, my guy. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he's already punched his ticket to go against Alex Pereira. He's already called him out on Twitter. X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Which, we're on there, by the way. Front Row Access Podcast on X. Or Twitter, whatever. I can't call it X, man. It's fucking Twitter. I've been calling it Twitter for too damn long. But anyway. So, possible Pereira return for 300. I just spilt Mountain Dew on myself.
Damn. He just loves it too much.
I love it too much. I'm spilling it all over me. I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera. No, you can't. You can't. Ugh, damn. Now my skin is nice and refreshed. And my sweater, for that matter. That's just that damn refreshing. But, you know, I just finished up the Mountain Dew, guys. It's prime time, bro. It's prime time. Hold on. So, yeah. Excited to see what happens with Pereira next. More than likely Jamal Hill and then Magomed Ankalaev, but we'll see. Anyway. Let's get into some predictions now. Guys, but I've made a good case for both of them. And, you know, I think I've given both of them enough flowers in this entire podcast. But, guys, I think Drakus is going to crumble a lot like Izzy did. And if you want to do the MMA math out, I think Israel Adesanya, if it would have happened, would have beaten Drakus, right? Sean Strickland beat Izzy. I say Sean gets it done by decision. 49-46. I'll even get specific with it. Anthony, what we got, buddy?
I think Strickland puts him away in round 4.
Think it's gonna be TKO, or is he gonna flatline that man?
I think he's gonna flatline him.
You think he's gonna flatline it?
I think he's gonna really try to kill this guy. He said we fight to the death. They shook hands. He's gonna try to kill this guy. He's gonna do it after round 3 because
He's gonna let
tank is gonna be really low. He's just gonna catch him with something.
catch him with something crazy, and he's just gonna go on his ass. Probably drop him like he dropped Izzy with that right.
Yeah.
And then maybe you know. But I got Strickland for this one, guys. But we also got to think of it because this sport's filled with a lot of them. What if Dracus DuPlessis does win this fight? What happens at middleweight? Do you think he fights Izzy, or do you think he fights someone else? Because I mean, the Israel Adesanya storyline's already there. We saw their moment, UFC 290. You think Izzy's next after that? I think Izzy's got to win one more fight, maybe 2. So I'm not sure if he's next, but if Dracus does end up being a long-term champ, Izzy down the line.
I feel like Strickland is going to have a shot at DuPlessis before Izzy.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, he just came off of a win over Izzy.
Yeah.
So you think Champ will get an immediate rematch if Dracus does end up winning?
Yeah, I do.
He's also shown some interest in going up to 205, but, like, I hate this shit, man. Ever since fucking Conor McGregor did the shit, and fucking everybody wants to copy him now. I'm like, dude, how many times am I going to have to say this on this damn podcast? Establish yourself at your weight class and then move up.
They want that big ticket pay-per-view, Chuck.
And I'm like, dude, my God, like, you heard Leon Edwards talking about moving up to middleweight and fighting Sean Strickland when he should have been focused, when he was supposed to be focused on Colby Covington. Dude only had one title defense against Kamaru Usman at the time. And that's the same dude that he beat by, let's face it was a pretty lucky headshot.
Hail Mary.
It was a Hail Mary at the end of the Super Bowl. Like, that's what that was. So, and he defended it, and it was a tough fight. It was a tough fight for him, but he won. And then, before he even gets to fight with Colby, he's like, I think I'm going to move up to middleweight, try to fight Sean Strickland. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You're pissing me off here. And then you got Islam saying he wants to move up to welterweight and face Leon after, what, beating Charles Oliveira to get the belt and then defending against a featherweight twice. Once he almost got friggin' finished in. Oh, man. I don't know. And these guys wanting to move up and be double champs, it's starting to annoy the piss out of me.
I feel like you have to have as decent a background in your own weight class as like Holloway does. Because that's why I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
Well, there's not, because he's established himself in the parameters that he's fighting in.
Yeah.
He wants to challenge himself.
So that's why he's moving up to lightweight to go and face Justin Gaethje for that BMF belt. And you gotta think about it. Fucking, what's his face? Alexander Volkanovski. Dude ran through the featherweight division and then moved up to lightweight and faced Islam and took him to the limit. Dude, that's how you're supposed to do it. Look at Israel Adesanya. Dude was destroying middleweights. And then he moved up to light heavyweight. Unfortunately, it came up short, but still, that's what you have to do. And assuming Izzy beat Pereira like he was beating him back in November of 2022 before, Pereira rallied in the 5th round. Like, I bet if he had won that fight, probably would have had one more, and then he would have went right back up to 205, if not right back up to 205 after that. Dude was already coming off of 2 title defenses that year. And he beat Robert Whittaker again, and then he beat Jared Cannonier over the summer. So then he faced Pereira in November, was beating him, and then, obviously got TKO'd in the 5th. But I bet you if he beat Pereira, he would have been right back in that title picture too. And And that's the way you do it, you know? That's like the way you're supposed to. You have to establish yourself.
Well, maybe they think that they don't have to because of how Greggy did it.
Yeah, but there's only very few people that'll ever be like Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that's a good mindset, but maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wait,
true.
he just got it and then went right up. Why don't we all do that?
And I don't know, man. And that's just like it's because well, Dana wanted to build up Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
So that's why he had like some special Dana privilege going into that. Look at Michael Chandler when he signed to UFC. He won one fight and then was all of a sudden in the vacant title picture. He's got a little bit of Dana White privilege under that. And he wants to build up a star. So that's why they did it with Conor, but fuck it, man. Yo, live studio honest. Did somebody kill a stink bug? Yeah, I can smell that bitch. Yeah. I can smell it. It's okay. It's cranking, dude. Yeah. Our live studio audience was
They're sabotaging us?
they're sabotaging us. But regardless though. Now, what if Sean wins this fight? Who's next? Who does Sean face? Is there anybody else at middleweight that he can fight right now? Let me look at these rankings. I'd like to see him face Marvin Vettori, honestly, but Marvin Vettori I think is coming off of a loss. Right now, let me look at the middleweight rankings real quick. Let's see. I'm loading up that UFC app right now, guys. Holy fuck. This is taking forever. God damn. Alright. Middleweight. Robert Whitaker. Well, Robert Whitaker does have a fight against Paulo Costa soon. That's happening in February. Maybe he gets the winner of that fight if Sean Strickland wins this one. That is, assuming Paulo Costa actually fucking shows up for this one. We love the Secret Juice Man, but like Secret Juice Man, hop off that Secret Juice a little bit sooner so you can make some weight, okay? Okay? Then go out there and put a clinic on. We haven't seen you fight since 2022. So I'd like to see you back in there. You're already supposed to face Whitaker and said you couldn't do it. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude. Why? But I think if Sean Strickland wins this fight, he gets the winner of that one. I think of course pay attention to this weekend who wins the title. But or wins or retains. And then we can probably do speculation here. But assuming Sean wins, I think he gets the winner of Robert Whitaker and Paulo Costa.
Well, along with that, what's going to happen with Israel? Because he just lost it after regaining it.
Yeah. Izzy, you know, there's some speculations out there that he's gonna fight Hamza Chimaev. Because Hamza, I guess, is at middleweight permanently now. And I mean, he did just beat Kamaru Usman. And going into that fight, I don't know if you remember, but Dana had mentioned that winner's gonna get into the title picture at middleweight, right? Is he gonna go back on that promise? I don't know. He just might. But Hamzat's also been dealing with some medical problems, so I don't know if he's gonna be. I mean, he's on the tail end of it now, but ever since his fight, he's been dealing with some medical problems, like really bad ones. So, I don't know. I mean, he beat Kamaru Usman. That's like a big win. That's huge. But my guy, if you had 2 more rounds, Usman would have beat you pretty easily. And then I'm not that Usman guy, bro. I'm not. But like, I gotta give credit where credit's due, man. And if that fight was a 5-round co-main event, bro, Chimaev would be toast. He'd be like 12-1 right now.
Did Usman take that on short notice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not even like he had a full camp going in.
Yeah. And he still looked great. Round 3. Round 1 and 2 are obviously Hamzat's, but that's just Hamzat. He fights fast early because his cardio is not that great. So, I think that's what's going to happen there. But do you think Sean has the potential to be a long-term champion, though? I'm not sure, if I'm honest. I think he might get 1 or 2 title defenses, and then that might be it for him. Maybe 3.
Then what do you think's going to happen to him?
Probably just gonna drop the belt to another dude.
Who?
I'm not sure, but like, I just don't see Strickland being like a Israel Adesanya or like Anderson Silva. I could be just overlooking them. It'll depend on how I see it. I mean, I'm the last person to diss on Strickland. I love Strickland. It just seems like the dude's like can almost be a little too wild for his own good. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not sure if he has the potential to be a long-term champ. We could just be like very short into his title reign. So it's a little bit
The thing is,
hard to call.
when I'm picturing Strickland, right, in a match,
Yeah.
I'm seeing walls that he's breaking through.
Mm.
Just number 5 going in there as champion.
Yeah.
You know? And until I see that steamroll slowing down or stopping, I'm gonna say he can go as far as he wants.
Good speculation there. I don't know. This could just be me. This could be very early on. If he throws a fucking clinic on and like 50-44s Drakus, or if he emphatically knocks him out in like the first round, then it's a little bit the vision gets a little clearer. But I don't know how he holds up against the rest of middleweight because I mean middleweight doesn't really have a particular like huge amount of grapplers in it. It's not like the lightweight division or like the welterweight division for that matter. Because I mean you look at the rankings here, we got Israel Adesanya, you got Drakus DuPlessis, you got Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker's kind of both, but like dude prefers to fight on his feet. It's called Bobby Knuckles for a reason. Jared Cannonier, this is another striker. Martin Vettori, he's a grappler, but like he also does. He's a balanced fighter. You know what I mean? I think he does both pretty well. Paulo Costa, that's a striker. Brendan Allen, that's a striker. Roman Dolidze, that's a striker. Hamzat's a little dark horse here, for sure. Fucking Dagestani Chechnyan fucking gangsta that goes in there and ragdolls people and like took down Kamaru Usman for the second time in his fucking career in the first fucking round.
Leave it to Dagestani.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Hamzat might be the little dark horse here, and seeming as he's probably a win away, if not already there, from getting a title shot. That could pose some issues for Mr. Sean Strickland, but like I mentioned off the top, Sean Strickland's a pain in the ass to take down. He really is. But like, of course, normal grapplers aren't Hamzat grapplers. Hamzat's fucking crazy maniac. Kill everybody. He goes in there. He's like that fucking equal amount of crazy as Sean Strickland has. So like, that's a fight I'd love to see, honestly.
That'd be an awesome fight, and I can't say I trust Strickland for that one.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Hamzat's a destroyer, man.
Yeah, he's
as much as I shit on the dude, because I shit on him a lot, guys. I'm not the biggest Hamzat guy, but like, the game recognizes game, and this dude's fucking good. And I'm like scared again when like he goes up against like these elite level guys. He goes up against Gilbert Burns. That was the only time he really struggled. But the only reason why he struggled is because he went in there a little bit of the head in the clouds. He started fighting. He started brawling with Gilbert Burns, and my guy, you don't brawl with Gilbert Burns.
That's the last option.
That's the last. You don't brawl with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns will brawl too, and he wins most of the time. Speaking of which, he's facing Jack Della Maddalena on UFC 299. We'll get into that on that March pay-per-view. But very excited for that fight. But it's just, you know, honestly, I think we might be at a point in time where like there's so many exciting matchups that you can do, especially depending on who wins this next fight. Do you think this division is done with Izzy? Or do you think Izzy still got a little hold on that division, seeming as he did rule over it for half a decade?
The thing with that is, like I say, I think almost every time we're on one of these, I go by the drive I see in a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not seeing a huge drive from Izzy. I think he was exhausted after finally avenging himself versus Pereira, and that he let it slip. I'm not saying he can't get it back, but from what I've seen, I'm not gonna count on him for a while more.
Yeah, it's like the thing. I've even gone as far to say it. There's been a couple of days where I'm like, I don't think Izzy's going to be champion again. I mean, dude's been on that top of that mountain for years now. I mean, he really don't got much left to prove. And the only thing he really hasn't done is won a title in another division. And Pereira did do that, and already did call out Izzy to come up to light heavyweight, which I don't really like Izzy's chances at light heavyweight against Pereira, I'll be honest. But I don't know. I think the division. I mean, Izzy is going to be cage side for this fight, and obviously he's a moneymaker. He's a big draw. He's the modern Conor McGregor. You know, I mean nobody's ever going to be Conor McGregor, but as close as you're going to get to Conor McGregor is Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, he's up there, top 3.
So it's him and O'Malley, really. Yeah, I can't wait for that O'Malley fight against Cheeto. Still don't think it should be happening, but doesn't mean I'm not excited for it. But I don't know, man. With so much newness happening in this division, it makes it hard to think. Like,
Nunes, she's back.
what about what?
Nunes, she's back.
Nunes? What?
Nunes?
What? I don't know. But shit, man. But the way that this newness at middleweight is concerned, I don't know. Do you think we see another style bender or spider era ever again? Anderson the Spider Silva, by the way. Like a dominant champ that reigns for a long time. Because after Anderson Silva lost his championship, we went through a point in time where that belt got flip flopped a lot. And I'm not sure.
With what I see from Drive and whatnot, I think Hamzat is
Capable of having that like style bender esque era.
Of just dominating for an excessive amount of time. But I'm not gonna put my eggs in that basket until I see more from him, because the dude doesn't like. We've seen him get shook a bit.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Mhm.
Burns. He needs to work. He needs to work on himself a bit more before I can confidently say that he'll be able to pull that off.
Yeah. I mean, Hamzat is definitely a dark horse of this division right now. Seeming as like it doesn't look like he's gonna fight at welterweight anymore. But even though he says he wants to fight at welterweight, then he says he wants to fight at 205, then he says he wants to fight at 185. I'm like, God damn it, Hamzat, choose a fucking division and stick to it.
He wants all the divisions. He killed everybody.
I kill everybody. But I don't know. Maybe Hamzat, I could see that based off of pure dominance that he's had. But I mean, only time will tell with that because
I mean, he could easily get stopped, honestly.
Oh, 100%.
If he gets stopped and that shakes him like a good man Ferguson, then it could be over before it begins.
Yeah, and I mean, guys, even though he beat Kamaru Usman didn't have a training camp, and
he's not that division.
Hamzat, he's not that division, and Hamzat looked a little rough that third round, man. He looked a little rough.
It's a notable win, but it's kind of tarnished by
the fact
those
that
factors.
That like Usman took it on 10 days' notice. It's not his weight class, and Hamzat had a training camp, had been at this weight class before, because he was middleweight, then he went down to welterweight, did some damage at welterweight, now he's back at middleweight.
I think that the situation says more about Usman's skills than it does Chimaev's.
Honestly, the fact that he was coming alive in that third round there, and if it went to a fourth or a fifth, the fact that Usman probably would have won, it makes you question whether or not Hamzat will actually be able to be that style bender, that spider, you know? But time will tell with him. He's still very young, early in his career, and dude's been looking dangerous. But guys, there's another title fight that we haven't covered yet. We got a co-main event. Unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of research that I could really do on these two women. But we have Raquel Pennington going against Mayra Bueno Silva for the now vacant bantamweight, women's bantamweight title, because Amanda Nunes has moved on. She's no longer competing anymore. She retired on top and just had a second kid. So all the world to her. Happy retirement to her. So now,
if you ever want to talk about your UFC career,
hit us up.
And you want to go to New England for like the leaves or something?
For like the leaves or something? Bro, it's the middle of friggin' winter. There's no leaves to be had.
It could be later. It could be later in the year. The year just started.
That's true. That's true. But anyway, Amanda Nunes has now moved on, and now that Amanda Nunes has moved on, this division is pretty damn equal now, guys. Because I mean, Nunes was like that very top-heavy champion, just mowing people. Every single person that came up to her destroyed, with the exception of Juliana Pena that one time. But then she came right back and 10-7'd her twice. So like, fluke, you know, you know. But we have Raquel Pennington and Myra Bueno Silva. We're gonna start with Raquel Pennington, seeing as she has been in this title picture before against Amanda Nunes and did come up short. Lost by decision. She didn't get finished, but she hasn't competed for a title since April of 2018. And she is currently on a 5-fight winning streak right now, last I checked. But problem is, guys, she hasn't fought since January of last year, when she beat Caitlin Vieira by a split decision. And 4 of her last 5 wins have all been by decision. So, there was 3 unanimous decision and 1 split decision. And obviously you're like, but she still has 1 more win. She's got 1 submission finish over Aspen Ladd. She did that almost 3 years ago. So, safe to say Raquel Pennington hasn't really been around that much lately. But this girl's skills speak speaks for itself. She's got that background in wrestling. That's why she has so many decisions under her. A lot of her wins came off control time. And, of course, her 1 finish was a submission, which makes sense. She's a fucking grappler. So, she's got the wrestling prowess. She's got everything she could possibly need to have the potential to win this fight. Just the fact is, there's that ring rust there, man. And I don't know how she's going to show up, but she's a little bit older. I think, I don't know her exact age. I'm going to check right now, actually. Just so I can give you guys the best information that I can. Hold on 1 second. We're getting there.
She's got the tools of the trade. It's just a matter of can she pull it off.
Okay, no. She's not as old as I thought. She's 35. Not terrible. She's 35, and but she still hasn't fought since January of last year. So that's quite a while away from the octagon. And I don't know what she was doing. If she was training that whole time, then yeah, go ahead, go in there, do your thing. You have all the skills. You can do it, and I want you to do it. You are the American going into this. But then you have this little boogie woman known as Myra Bueno Silva. Guys, this girl's a monster. She's 32 years old. She's never had a title fight in her entire life. This is her first one. And she has earned it, my G's. She's coming off of a submission, technically, over Holly Holm, but it did get ruled a no contest back in July, but it did get ruled a no contest because she did fail a drug test after the fight. So she cheated a little bit.
I was gonna say, you said she's a monster. Is that on or off PEDs?
You know, I don't know how juiced up she was in her other wins, but she's also on like a 4-fight unbeaten streak. I'm gonna say unbeaten streak because I no contest. So not finish her win streak because she didn't necessarily win that fight, even though she did. I go, you fucking know.
We get it.
Yeah. So anyway, so prior to the no contest, she's on a 4-fight unbeaten streak and 3 finishes on that one. I think all by submission, I believe. Let me double check the record on Miss Bueno Silva. Hold on, we're almost there. Yes, all 2 submissions and 1 unanimous decision, and well, 3 submissions technically if you want to count that Holly Holm one. So her last loss was against Manon Fiorot back in fucking October of 2021, which forgivable. You lost to Manon Fiorot, and she just put a clinic on Rose Namajunas. So definitely an elite girl to lose to. That was when she was back at 125 up to 135. She's good. Anyway, alright. So anyway, guys, just had to deal with something right there. So
live streaming troubles.
Live audience troubles. It's okay. But both these gals, very good grappling on both ends. It's gonna be one of those classic instances of wrestling versus BJJ. Does the wrestler control the BJJ fighter, and can the wrestler stay away from the BJJ's ground game? Because keep in mind, guys, a lot of your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submissions come off your back. So, will the wrestler be able to pin her, make her not be able to move, and just stay there? no submission for you, and maybe grind out a decision or a ground and pound finish? Or will jiu-jitsu prevail? And as Raquel Pennington shoots in for a takedown, she gets caught in a guillotine, and that's that. So, it's really going to come down to that. It's wrestling versus jiu-jitsu here. I'm going Raquel Pennington all day, but I honestly, that's who I'm rooting for, guys. But I think Bueno Silva comes out with a win and probably squashes her. I hate to say it. I really do. Anthony, what you think?
I don't want to pronounce his name. I've got. How's it said?
Which one? The Brazilian?
Bueno
Silva.
I've got Mayra Bueno Silva for this.
Myra. But yeah, you got it.
Damn it, she's gonna kill me.
It's okay. She's probably not even watching right now. If you are, good luck. I'm sorry we're rooting against you, but...
No, he is. I'm all for it.
Okay. Sorry I'm rooting against you. You can go ahead and put me in triangle choke if you want. But, you know.
But I've got Bueno Silva for this just because...
Yeah, I think she squashes, man.
There.
And she's also talked a lot of game going into this. She's definitely been flapping some gums at Raquel Pennington.
So long as she can pass whatever the new drug regulations are.
Yeah. And so, that's the main and co-main event. We're going to go over our predictions for the rest of the card, and then we're going to wrap it up here, guys. So, rest of the card. Backing it up, backing her up. There we go. So, you already got the co-main, you got the main event discussion. Now, we're just going to give straight shoot, quick predictions, or maybe a brief overview of how the fight's going to go. We got Neil Magny and Mike Malott. Honestly, I think Mike Malott finishes Neil Magny, probably knocks him out in the first or second round. I'm predicting an early finish from the hometown boy, and he's going to break into the rankings on Monday.
Ooh. I'm going to pick the opposite of you. I got Neil Magny for this one.
How so?
I'm going to say it's going to be decision. So long as he can hold off the finish.
Yep. But also we got Chris the Action Man Curtis going into his 42nd fucking UFC fight. This dude is a fighter, and he's 36 years old, so he's still got some treads in those tires. So long as he doesn't take too many.
How old's the other one?
Other guy's 33, and he's facing Marc-Andre Barreau. So another Canadian homeboy fighting in Canada. But you know, Mark is a great fighter. I've seen him fight a couple of times. He's great. But I think Chris Curtis has a slight edge over him. Plus, I'm rooting for Strickland, and Strickland's teammate is Chris Curtis. So, it's safe to say I'm going to be on Chris Curtis' side, and I think he's going to get this done probably by a late finish, if not a decision.
I've also got Chris Curtis in this. I'm going to say by decision, and I'm leaning more on his experience.
Me too. Because this kid, 16-6 with no contest, so that means he's 22 fights? Did I do that math right?
Yes.
Yes! So he's 22 fights in versus 40 fights. There's only a 3-year difference between the two of them. That's not much. And, yeah, I like Chris Curtis's chances here. And I think he's going to lean it on that experience. The dude's pretty good everywhere. He's got powerful hands. He's got good control on the ground. And I like Chris Curtis's chances going into this, so I got a late finish for him, if not a decision. Anthony, you got him by decision, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna write all these down afterwards so we can see how right we are or how wrong we are.
Yeah, all our decisions are usually wrong.
Yeah. Just look at our 294 card. Anyway, that aged like milk. I say it every episode because it's true, and I don't want you guys to quote me on it. But if you fucking do, fucking blow me. I don't.
Thanks for watching the 294.
Thanks for watching the 294 podcast, by the way. But anyway, I love you guys though. Forget my last comments. Lastly, first fight on the main card, opening it up with a pretty good fight. We got Arnold Allen. He's back at it again after that loss to Max Holloway, and he's going against Movsar Evloev. Evloev. I'm bad at pronouncing Russian last names, guys. But Movsar here is 29, undefeated. Arnold Allen is 29 and has only lost once to Max Holloway. At least in the UFC cage. He has 2 losses, but I think one of them was outside the UFC. So, they're both hungry, and Arnold Allen's coming off a big win streak. Remember at one point, guys, y'all were saying Arnold Allen had Arnold Allen had a chance against Volk. But he ran into Max and got smashed. But that's okay. You got smashed by Max. That's just how this division works, man. Any contender that tries to get to Volkanovski goes through Max, and unfortunately, usually they stop at Max. And then Max goes and fights at Volkanovski and fucking dies.
Then he comes back to take out his pain on the rest of the division.
Exactly. So,
Or actually, in this case, he'll be taking his pain out on a different division.
Justin Gaethje this time. He's moving up to. Yeah, he's just like that's a big fight for him. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of eyes on that fight. That's gonna be a fun fight. And he's just at that point of his career where he's like, man, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna get that featherweight belt so long as Volk is sitting atop this division, and even if Ilya beats Volk come February, which I don't think so. But I will acknowledge how dangerous Ilya is. That's our next pay-per-view episode, by the way. So I'm not gonna doubt Ilya going into this. Matter of fact, I'm giving him the most chance that I've ever given a contender going up against Volkanovski. Most of the time when somebody goes against Volkanovski, I'm like, Volk will smash. Because that's just what happens most of the time. Volk smashes.
Volk equals steamrolled.
Exactly. But this Topuria guy's fucking scary. And I'm a little bit worried for Volk here. I think it might be maybe a little bit of a quick turnaround from getting, knocked out by fucking Islam Makhachev by a head kick, not even punches. He took a shin to the dome. He did not take a fist to the dome. He took a shin to the dome. And that hurts a little bit more. Been there. Been there. I ate it. I didn't go down. But I don't think he was throwing full power. So, I don't know, October to February. It's, 4 months? Fucking, I don't know. 4. Oh yeah, shit. Totally. Actually, that actually's not bad. If he's come back after 3 months, like if he came back in, today. Like if he came back today, I'd be like, oh, well, wait a minute, dude.
We would just have Volk flags. We'd be like,
Yay! But, yep, so we got Arnold Allen, who just ran into the fucking destroyer known as Max Holloway. Lost a little bit of momentum, seeming as he didn't really fight afterwards, or at least not to my knowledge. If he did, I missed it. Oh, no, he did not fight after the Max Holloway loss, so. Dude's been grinding. Dude's been in the gym, probably, working hard, shaking out them cobwebs from Max Holloway. But he's going against a freaking Russian, guys. He's going against a Russian. And he's 17-0. They're both about the same age. It's going to be a good fight. I'm calling this one as fight of the night. Arnold Allen. I think he's going to crumble under Movsar. Seeming as Movsar's got some suffocating wrestling. As much as I'm rooting for Allen. Don't get me wrong. I want Allen to win. But I think Movsar is going to be a little bit too much for him.
I've got Allen for this, actually. I think he's going to make a statement that he is back in this to win it,
Hell yeah. So there we go, guys. There's your predictions. We went over the fights. We got hour and 23 minutes in. That's our usual length at this point. So.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
The featured prelim.
Featured fucking. Oh, shit. I totally forgot about that, guys. We got a pretty cool featured prelim coming on. We have Brad Katona and Garrett Armfield as the featured prelim for this fight. We all know Brad Katona. He just won the Ultimate Fighter. I watched him win the Ultimate Fighter live. I was there, and I love Brad Katona. I wanted him to win. I loved him on the show. I loved him when he fought. So I like seeing him win. So it's going against Garrett Armfield, and to be honest, guys, Brad's probably gonna smash. Brad's smashing. He gonna be fucking. Not in that way. But
I just saw the shadow of Quinn behind you.
Not in that way. So yeah, guys, I got Brad Katona for that one. What about you?
I've got Brad for that too. I don't know much about the fight, but I will say that lately, the prelims and the featured prelims have been
delivering.
They've been in contest with the main card, with how great they've been.
On God, and we got a couple of good ones that are waiting for us on here. We got Charles Howardine on here. We got Woodson on here. Sidley Tavares. Couple of big names on there. So anyway, we look forward to this. Thank you guys for tuning in, spending your time with us. Of course, we always appreciate it. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, even if it's just an emoji, even if it's the middle finger emoji. I don't care. All good.
All attention's good attention.
All attention's good attention. Y'all want to drop a hate comment? Go ahead. Y'all want to call me an idiot? Go ahead. So thank you guys for tuning in, and of course, we will see you guys at the fights. We're gonna be doing our reactions to every. Do you want to do the main card fights, or do you want to do the main card, just the main card fights? Or you want to do the prelim fights too?
We'll see how well they do.
Okay, so if there's a worthwhile prelim, we'll do the featured
Yes.
prelim.
Yeah.
Definitely the featured prelim and the whole main card. We're gonna be posting that on TikTok and probably Twitter. I'm not gonna keep up with Instagram. I'm sorry. Instagram's just to let you know.
Are you sure it's not X?
You know what? Fuck you.
Don't blame me for that.
It's true. Fuck you, Elon Musk. I love you, Elon Musk. Anyway, give me a
Tesla
flamethrower.
sponsorship?
Tesla sponsorship. Give me a flamethrower, please, 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 please. Anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in, spending your time with us. We will see you at the fights. We're gonna be posting our reactions on TikTok and X, probably YouTube Shorts, a couple of them. And until then, guys, we'll see you next time.